is that a lot of people focus on who they are attracted to, but not who they're compatible with. Honestly, there is no crime in being single. I mean, nobody's judging you.
I know you lying.
But honestly, for those of you guys who have been struggling, I think I've finally found the equation, the answer. I'm honestly going to give you this material because I am not a selfish person. But please have in mind that there is no one size fits all to singleness. But here are some practical tips that you can take. The first thing that I realized is that you need to assess your downfalls. Okay, so for me at a young age, I basically learned that my body has a lot of my worth. I learned that that is what I use in order to keep somebody around. And like, you shouldn't have to depend on your body in order to keep somebody around. And that was one of my downfalls. And I didn't even realize it was a downfall until one day I was just like,
why am I doing all of this? Like, why do I do all of this?
It was introducing intimacy way too early on, like in the talking phase, and just getting so involved way too on. So you want to assess your downfalls to make sure that you're not making those same mistakes. The next thing is that you need to remember that less equals more. A lot of people do a lot in the talking phase. You cuddling, you're having, some of you guys are giving people money. What do you think if you're giving a whole relationship in a talking phase? What is the point of being in a relationship if you've already given everything in the talking phase? Whole relationship without commitment, then what's the point of commitment? Commitment holds no weight. And so I really don't want people to fall into that trap that you can do whatever you want. You really can't do whatever you want. And anyone who tells you that is lying to you. When you don't allow a relationship to progress in the right way, essentially you're not building any foundation, and all good relationships come with good foundation. That being said, do not share anything personal in the beginning. I would say like in the first 3 to 4 months, try not to share anything like your trauma, or try not to always allude to your ex. Like, that's one thing that everybody does. They always talk about somebody. Don't speak negatively about your ex, about the opposite sex, whatever. Try to keep things very surfacey, but still get to know the person, but don't open up too soon. Because if you open up too soon, you're kind of investing yourself into something without really knowing if it's the right thing. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, dang, why did I tell that person? Like, why did I tell that person everything about me? Make sure you reciprocate what the other person is doing. If the other person is not telling you deep, darkest secrets, don't go and tell them your deepest, darkest secret. It's not going to make them like you anymore. This one is going to be very, very controversial, but be realistic about what you're looking for. A lot of people are not going to want to hear this, but the 6'4" engineer from a rich family is not most likely the one that is going to be your man. Okay, and I'm not saying that you can't find like a hunk and that he'll be loyal and committed to you, but you got to keep it realistic. Especially in our age range, you have to understand that like a lot of guys is not mature. So if a guy knows that he's like the ish, like, I'm not saying that you are not good enough, but just like you're seeing him as a prize, other girls are seeing him as a prize. And you know, guys, when they're young and when they have money and when they know they're popping, they go crazy. So be realistic. Don't chase a player and expect a relationship. Don't chase a guy that is very flirtatious and all over the place. Don't chase somebody like that and then expect somehow, some way, shape, or form that guy is going to be in a committed relationship with you. Be realistic. If you know what you want, make sure you can find it with somebody that can give you what you want. If that person ends up being everything you've desired, that's good. You want to know the biggest secret that everybody forgets? Is that a lot of people focus on who they are attracted to, but not who they're compatible with. Compatibility is what is going to, and not compatible like star sign, like actually compatible with you is what is going to take the relationship further, not just if you guys find each other attractive. So always think about what you actually want and don't settle. If somebody can't give you what you want, you need to leave. The next thing is you need to be clear about what you want. This was like actually the biggest one for me. I actually was never ever clear about what I wanted. I always would like stay in like a platonic situationship. So like I would try to make something work. I would know that the person wasn't into a relationship and still somehow think, okay, but maybe if I do this or maybe if I act like this, they'll like me. I used to do that all the time. And it wasn't until this year I stopped doing that. Because, example, sometimes guys will tell you they don't want a relationship right now. That a smart girl is going to like be like, okay, cool, but like you shouldn't put all your eggs into one basket. So you need to be clear about what you want, not just to the person, but to yourself. And sometimes I would want somebody to like stay with me. I'd want somebody to be around. So I'd lie to myself and be like, I don't want a relationship either. I'm cool with an FWB. If you know you're not cool with an FWB and you want more, then you need to say that, not just to the person, but to yourself, because you don't want to settle. A lot of reasons why some people are single is because they settle or they try to like, they don't feel that they're worthy of more. And you have to feel that you're worthy of more, or else it's going to be a mess. Don't say I never told you. The next thing that you have to understand is that it's timing. Sometimes, you yourself are not ready for a relationship. If you know you have some growing to do, you're not in a right space to commit, it's also timing. Sometimes you just haven't met the right person. And also sometimes some relationships don't just form right off the bat. You could do all the right things and it could still go wrong. So you have to understand that some things take time. But what I would caution is that if you don't see progress, I would consider, moving forward and looking elsewhere. But timing is like a really essential part of dating. You have to understand that it takes time to build a relationship with somebody. It's not something that just happens in 2 weeks and then you're good. It really takes time, but you have to make sure that that person is on the same page, to make sure that you pay close attention to what they're doing, not what they're saying, but what they're doing, because that will tell you more about how they truly feel than rather what they tell you, because they can tell you anything.
That mouth be moving.
Take care of yourself. That you are the healthiest and the best looking that you can be. The outside appearance matters, okay? I know people always say
Looks don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can be whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
looks matter, okay? Don't be looking dusty. Wear clothes that fit your body. Be amazing. Be great. Um, you know, make sure you brushing your teeth. Make sure your hair is done. Your nails is did. Just make sure you look presentable and you're also healthy, both mentally and physically. If you feel like losing the weight is gonna make you feel happy, lose the weight. If you feel like fixing your skin is going to make you happy, fix your skin. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that you look and feel the best. Because when you look the best, you feel the best, and you do the best. I tried to do a Nicki Minaj thing, but it didn't work. But whatever. Don't be arrogant. Don't pull out your resume and make it seem like you're better than him or whatever. Let him lead. Let him do a lot of the stuff in the relationship. It will really show you where his heart is at. You don't have to play games. This is not a game. It doesn't have to be a malicious, I'm going to hurt him, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to be shady, or I'm going to do this or that, blah. It's not like that. You actually just have to be able to assess the situation and conduct yourself in the best light as possible. So you have to be a little strategic. If you're looking for a relationship, you need to be slightly more strategic than you would if you were just casually dating and casually doing stuff. But it doesn't need to be difficult. It just needs a different perspective. You have to adjust. Stay true to your heart, but be smart about what you're doing. If you're looking for a relationship, you got to be a little bit smarter. Looking for something meaningful. You want something meaningful, meaning that there's going to be more work put into that situation. So hopefully you guys learned something from my video. Comment below your experiences, or if you resonated with something in this video. I like to know you guys' tea, so leave it in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Boom, shaka, laka, 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 laka.